Mame fa say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Na poku Listowell. A join me. Nana akwa ba mahan.
Yeah.
Yeshia yache.
Papa. Na ohun de.
Wo dem wo CTV o.
Okay, yo.
Upeja uti ana ademu no.
Ene ethically no mintimi peja miti. But I hope say bibia boko.
Nyame adom Ghana fo afel. Ya feel.
Me sheho. Say enyuma don so ye ni nyina. Nti ye tete epuna akira ye gusu aye di dwuma ni.
Eya no mo nti ase. Omunim say the adro no say mutisi form nso ka ho.
Oh yes, because sebi on say any dia Ghana for the ma ura mahama omudi tumi ehye ne nsem no. Ahobrasie mu no e wo say baby wo ho a ye konna se soronko necessary ya to abama na abato na wie na enu anu no enti eguso na mfom ni Ghana for edin kita ho se ne be ya enkoye se sebi ye ni anso de omo ye no enti ye de ahobrasie na mfom dase na ya kire mo se dada John Muhammad Dawmasi enti
dada
damasi na ye enti ye damasi papa me so mafemo du baby a se onamwa mujumedia mudi yasuguswa you can't but to always listen enti rebia na you feel so itchy self but obi kan sunsun person ho na moye mre enti yebo mabasonso na adwuma so amoye na menche tifo so fa enche mudro free ura mahama kachi
ade say de mahama kachi so obi
oh there be na say me mampani no enti mintimi metena fidie so sabi ni dimu ni ejina ye bibia
okay
say mahama adane Ghana nyamia ye ko inshira onu ni din ye bo ede inshira ne ba nti me gina na nemu achia Ghana fo nyina bia no maka se oguna adwuma so na sene emre bi atwemu no na etie no se onu ankasa de na no disem to dwa no wa kire mu se o reset o man no ranama enioma ye de ye ne ehu no sebi preduasa se yeti opposition ne ye kasa enioma say but say bribia na me de yakokobo sem say baby enioma say akoduru no ne ya kanidada no eye edue ewo de asay mu ampa nso so say ye de enioma egu nsani ani a na ohwe office by office enioma asaya nipa deliberately asheda I'm making sure say omo be appropriate ade e your mind there for private pockets na o mani nyina ye ni ma say papa say me sha see free Jubilee House ada me call Jubilee House me too many na obi a unim Jubilee House from the time a President Kufuor ekofa India for mu wieye even to the time Omampani Mahama oko for the first time after 2012 election na o share the level of distraction
eniema asewo
Jubilee House crackeke you will marvel. Fine, some works have been done which of course I know personally nipa odi say ndwuma be in terms of nioma na ayon I wo ho a omo ebe refixing nioma no some of these things omaye but nana ma say wo hwe efin say wo so ho aye fin even from the reception Nechiho share the level of fear Akufo-Addo no team. Yeah, as president, he didn't care. Anytime I do the juxtaposition with Nifie, say obey mampenia wo tu nkofo wo nanimu ho no na wo kɔ nima fan hwene wo ho aputobibre ne wo ho saa nwura ya ase airfro dan on saa nwura no na when we say efiamwa na na ye mampeni enti
but efiamwa chief of staff oba.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you expect say?
Oba nso wo ho no mutimi tena fie. Ohwe budget nso a ekọ presidency nso a. Se omu chichemu annually na se report ba. Sika wo ma se no furniture, there decoration ni nyina wo mu ntina sika no mo de yede.
Who say? Enye the fact say oba wo ho nti e na wo say ho ye clean. Tina say ma eda ma gu ahoro. Oti ase. Enye sebi the fact say obi a female no na kire say sebi owo masu. Oti ase. Obi wo ho no ma oyoba because otimisi agedem. Obi wo nso so a oyoba because ebi a ofi say ema nyina bra to no so aye brenti oyoba. Oba bi o ho a ono so ofi say owade bi a friend akosu akuma ketua bi nti oyoba da bi enye saa anese oyoba na enye se free ma opare wo ho nti na chese ho ye clean no mrs se wokọ odo wani kohwa. I told them to have a documentary so as to get the Ghanaian people to evaluate the kind of mess omo eyeden ebetoye. Then the Ghanaian can tell from even the presidency Akufo-Addo sorry no pako no. Now you dey compare the other state agencies name, ministries name, baby a chese omoye ni fin. Enti I think say Ura Mahama washe na dwuma se. And I'm a person me shase free. Your previous conversations be a
special prosecutor.
Yeah, did hon come in the past.
Okay.
Now and I say we are exonerated by the fact that special prosecutor in same year betuja. And I remember vividly say after the 2016 election, me kotna the studios of Munti FM. Just after the swearing in, Akufo-Addo said he swore in on a Sunday, if my memory sets me right. He swore in on a Sunday in Monday or core office. Now the first day at office no, and a panel na a few others near the platform so na me can say me say Akufo-Addo ba wa bay enye bibia nti na waba na sene be ya nyame ani monyam be da di nti no meko to Bible na me de akire di nti Akufo-Addo aba. And I remember said that video has been, I don't know, it's been trending for some time. Okay, say me can say owifu ma agi se obewia na wakum na wasei. John 10:10 me boa. Sa asem no edamanoa till say Akufo-Addo efri akonya so. Because se kwatre kwase obema wontuma eya yeti ntuma ni din meboa abra Akufo-Addo obeye mampani no obi a we Ghana ni bia be kaya na osre ene wadi between the time sabi opre akonwa no 2008 2012 lusu ye over 2016 no omo ana sabi omo de omusika akɔhye nachi no modoso papa says can nyina achi no na obagana for ho besre yen 11 cedi ne 55 cedi so bekai na also to creditor na wacha ne 1 cedi ni nyina ebae enu achi he had to sell some inheritances bi a na wanya to say ne papa hotel to say O'Reilly secondary school na wo ha no omokoton ni nyina they sold all those things ansana oba abem enti ma me de beye kasa bi say omampani Akufuado say woton baby a eye sisabe sheet na mame anopa aduane breakfast bed and breakfast so watimi aton say japade no e de apreso ba be mampani a na enye o man we no onton because bibia onim enhyehyeye bia sabi efa amamu hu no ye de tutu fie ho enunti na ohwa a Yesu Kristo kurampo na asem from 1 Timothy chapter 3:1 o se ni ofa nyame adwuma no ana asofu dwuma no na wafa adwuma pa meboa na o se obi a wontimi nhwe ni fie wontimi nhwe nyame asafo so enya sa enunti se wodi gunsani ani a obi a wontimi bone papa ajapade ho ban ebede ne watimi abo oman Ghana ho ban obi a wotimi de ne papa ajapade kogro medamase ebede na onfa oman ajapade kogro medamase. These are the few things that the biana me dey emfato ho edi magana fo ma omu hu se Akufuado wa ma oman iba oba na busua ne na yonkofo biba anunti se wo hwe enioma ekoso na ban abremu from ejapade to PDS to boss to scandals ahudo bebrebe na edia de ncheche na wo de gunsani ani na even po say ye fa the word of the oral no committee na omote no say sika enwunu no ebetimi aye in excess of $20 billion say numpo ye say ye fa no kwa keka, which of course I know say it should exceed the amount. See ye fa no kwa keka nanana on my way your GDP a little above 60 billion annually. The annual GDP of this country is in excess of about 60 billion. Na nipa ku bakwetimia fa bese emunchichemu baako emunchichemu miensa baako ye kan say emu enchichemu miensa no omu yi baako a eje se utimi hu se o my way baby ejina no enye kra. Now I have also stated say sika ewe Akufuado ne na yonkofo ni nuanom nchen no in excess of 90% of monies they have accrued over the years 2017 to 2025 January. Sika o man Ghana sika akodi Akufuado ni na busuafo ni na yonkofo brofo kasa mu me from the criminal syndicate of family and friends no sika akodi o monsem no in excess of 90% of monies they accrued.
Sika eba
o mine sika eba o mine futu
90% na
yes, it's in excess of that.
Okay.
A brosa.
Okay.
Because Akufuado ni na ban under the Akufuado Bawumia regime no, they cannot account for 10% of money sir. Ebedi omonsem omodi abo my way ho bra, they cannot account for that. That is not to say omentua workers ka, yes, they paid workers, but odi fabusia bon kwampo eye mfato ho na hwese o my way na as at the time Akufuado ba aban mu no na sika na wagye o man na gye for say ye bone ho bra, ebi na yedi si suku adan, ebi na yedi si akwan, ebi na yedi si interchange ahodo bebrebe, ebi na yedi si suku adan sagleme abaya wodo nyina sika omogye including Nkrumah penso ne Owurakofo penso ni obia liman obia no na ye gina 120.2 billion. akoye kasa adaya no the bia 120.2 billion but nanama yen fasa sika no entoto ye bra na ya bofri nkroma penso eye ye friend is saying N1 tema mo friend is saying tema kwan no tema motorway what you say any akwan wodo bebreba na yi ansa na Akufo do be mampani no interchange ahodo anajo mahama ya one the previous regime kofo no ma ban ni obi aye no ni nyina ho ka na 120.2 billion debe mo hu se Akufo do ye kronfo pa no no ono nko abaye no waji sika in excess of 700 billion etifani say 120.2 billion no etimi aye enwuma ahodo esuku adan ahodo emu ye friend saying enyapade a sebi o man ni betimi de ne sense ne bo aka se we nyina ye o man ne dia na se ye ka se eye ka ya bo enu ntie nkotua ne ye benya bibi de ye sense so se oh we na ma ye bo kantie kwa kotua ka sa sika no anya no e wo se nketimi ya de John Mahama pe aban eye no be se ba kumpo ne yen ka se oh se ye hwe John Mahama osi school dan bia baako be edu Akufo do baaye no wono so abobesia wono so atimi esi school dan maako du enti ye pe John Mahama pe na ban je 54 billion e wo bosia bomu sa 54 billion no ya dia chese enu bi ni yenya sagleme wom enu bi ni yenya rich hospital wom enu bi ni yenya the bank hospital wom enu bi ni yenya terminal 3 wom enu bi ni yenya circle Dubai interchange Kaswa interchange kejetia any even 123 from scratch community days secondary schools no e-blocks no ni nyina yenya no wom enu mpokrampo no Akufo do cannot boast of even say he has spent a 54 billion on those projects ya obetimi de nsense ne bo aka se projects we na me de o man sika ye enu nti no bosia me boy no emu be 54 billion no me de aye sampuntunwuma no Akufo do cannot say waye bibia a set de John Mahama ye and so ye busase bosia sen waje a is in excess of 700 billion 700 oh na just how the what 120.2 billion if free more how many of that money can you get in the 700 billion about 6 of them 6 times the busia na yabo ansa na obedi mampani enti nana masameti honam na me Ghana ni a I feel threatened by the fact that nipanom enuanom ene ebusua etimi aka omo ho abom ene omo ayonkofo awia sasika no ekose omo mpaase a omo wa abam no krampo no ehun popoye bi daadi ewo sisila da pampaase etisa meti odin na se mehu se nipa bi atimi awia sika sei edi akotena fie na aban foforo a waba no wakoti abedwakuo se ode kwa akokira akronfo na saa nipakuo na omo no ekofie no omo mu nipa bi te se atatea ya ono ya di ministry a ehwe adan so ene nsuo eso ma no ono ya ehwe han ema enkofo course aglema na ya di WC asese dan mu omako tutu sa WC ni nyina na na ma me so course aglema ne orebe ho adan ya yesia ya se glass wom ya fittings nyina wom electrical cables bibia ya bibia kama atachia eye hwe han ema adan no emu WC ne emu kitchen cabinet ne nyoma nyina amanfo ko wia ne nyina senye omumpo ne wie ya ya oye hwe han as the minister in charge of that project no ma ye wia mu nyoma nyina ne se ene special prosecutor ababonten na odi kwadu maku enum aye nyina so e declare ora kenoforiata wanted nanama Bruni Beka say it's better late than never. But it sounds say our friends that are friends with special prosecutor. I don't want to call him my friend because he's not. He could be a talking mate, but not a friend. And so I really understand what goes on there. If not, I even have friends who work with him in that office. And I know what he has gone through. For example, even why he had to flee for his life. Some of these things, I make me too almost for say they should let it be public. What am I say? Because me, the reason why perhaps I still have my life is because I have not hidden away from being vocal with whatever happens in my life. What am I say? Maybe that is why I still have my life. But on a more serious note, people should find out from Kissi Agyebeng why he had to flee for his life. And that can get people to really understand why Kissi Agyebeng was not performing his duties as Ghanaians wished. Because a human way be. But Nejuma and Swani and the Kufuado.
And see, no list of asma coming no one yard.
No, me person will be me by yard.
Because Kissi Agyebeng,
yes,
special prosecutor Jumana the man.
Yes.
Not only say a huge responsibility.
Yes.
Na Juma wabe ya ebehano. Obenya threat.
Yes.
Ebehano. They said the list
of be occupational hazard.
They said the list of what one we are working.
Yeah.
Because publicly now we are open.
Yeah.
Yeah, what can yes, ya can yes, ya can yes, no. Say list of where faha. Na say the name bukura na ye ni mukofo be hold you more responsible.
Yes.
But see the adwuma ma. Now catch him say go to your point we say me dwane. Na the enti na wudwane.
I said before so be dwane no me sure say and some back mienu bi be pie dwa woni press encounter mu ne press abi mu e ma okoto ankwano or the crab afore or ye de obetimi bia ne mreso an okọ mekai me gidi se won so kai na na kai. Do you remember the press conference?
About
yeah. Yes,
press conference or
court, no, was trying to even side with the existing government at the time. The court was trying to even downplay the fact that Obi a year from forward Bemwa or no Timin Chebe, Unia and Sika free and so on person money look say Sikano wafa be okay, money by a presser. Now you see Ghanaians must awaken themselves up to a certain tendency. A boama kromfo dwane. Meanwhile, mini wumi enu taxpayers' money. Ene ye dia ye dia jina sebi bosia boso akwaji sika. Na enkonfo kakra bi omo the diversionary tactics bi the politics ne nyoma be rem na ama ade ehun hia yen na wo se ye no na ye jai saade no na afi ye ka nipa bi animu a eni kwan se enke wo se enke ye ta o machi rather because nanama meni umienu we are examples of how Akufo-Addo was a tyrant. Meni umienu sebi how sometimes ukofia obehwe wachi I make sure say wo dia yem hye akura kofia at least ubedru fie jojo no crampo no a free studio ha to your house no you know how your life was under threat. If not for any reason you can even use unuanom journalists ahodwa their lives have been tortured ebi kura ewu ameswali afa ho ewu and Akufo-Addo be sure say wo kai sa no mani nyina so eya emamo maye ma the fact that Obi anye najuma ye no, which of course meaning say Kissi Agyebeng can be proud of his work in previous times, even though enyuma ni bi wo ho a oyeye diligently ebi wo ho so a ni sinto obe boy amane as a general public. But Nanama, on a more serious note, and somewhere ore Kissi Agyebeng gyina so e declare your friend is saying can oforiata any nipa be say nine aka ho no check no for atapen we declare ne wanted meboa ye hwe sansem no de di kan o say wo hwe national cathedral mu meboa national cathedral sense mu meboa ena de tosu biem ECG Beijing Technology Limited contract termination bi meboa ena strategic mobilization Ghana Limited any GRA contract I think it's SML and also so eka ho and procurement of ambulance and no and so honsem em say Kufuado mano e wo meboa and GRA taxes GRA's tax refund account payment okay sir sika bi 52 billion bia these are enyoma enuntinu yehia kenoforiata na ye dia yehwehwemu. I asked the question on Facebook say kenye nyame ena odi Ghana ho afofi ema aban sesan ya how was Kissi Agyebeng going to venture into this business? Me person Ghana for yenya candid to ourselves and be sincere to ourselves and honestly ye answer say entinkebede na Kissi Agyebeng etimi aka say or kwako frek and oforiata into his office wabra Ekufuado na mampani when of course the history we know about Kenoforiata are members of parliament makuma akwadio watching mienu omo Ekufuado party mu ene na aban mu a omo ye MPP 4 members of parliament empo ese Ekufuado yi owura Kenoforiata di na oman ni nya nimonyam bi wo sika semu hyehyeye mu na ema investor confidence mra na impo woyi na di wi a de ebesi akire ne yemfa ho enu mpo wabra na nya se omko hwehwe ni nsemu enu krampo uhu ensemu a efiri Ekufuado ano baaye wabra ono ankasa o defending ni nua na impo oyi na die no ekofa your friend is saying I mean Adam ebaaye no ye nyina ye be kai say osad ne call another level.
Listowell so mama few minutes na menye interview me serve asisia.
Okay,
few minutes.
Okay,
to asoma me
so like I was saying, you know, that question mature me Facebook or no is to tell a story of why Kissi Agyebeng could not have performed his duties.
Because no true.
Yes, he was in a very serious terror. He was under a very serious year. Na Sabreno, his life, I understand, say, was apart from threatened, no. There was an attempted something on him. But it hurts me so much, say, all this information gather no. He himself has not put them out. It doesn't amount to say bibi sabi ye de oman adwuma na ahya wonsa obi de say matiamidu wono wo sori a na o church on semfa Kissi Agyebeng ho no edi enti na matiamidu o free office wa o tro say the events on the 12th of date na edaben leading to the 12th of the Adana Rollins who you know and a man yam she na a man ni jai Ekufuado adwuma kra to ho matiamidu. So when he gets that double mouth na ene wakase ade achi na wakase you matiamidu mpo krampo a wo hu krampo no you fled. It is a metese amafo wakase Kissi Agyebeng was not very effective. Yes, me makabi. It's not as if I want to get him to be pampered. No. Everyone must rebuke him for not doing his work. But if he has a very cogent reason for that matter no to went to me establish it and I say went to me anye adwuma no se ne se fata we must also abide by it.
Listowell na Kissi Agyebeng adwene ne se obi awia fon wo second wo be che no ara
there be na onim adwuma no ne se ne tie but e bi wo ho a won say eduru ba bi a na make say communication I say aban we buy no the communication bi amana nya deficit bi e wo neoma bi a asie mu for example won sa nipa ya clear mo wo court no ora sedu agongo Europe ni ora friend saying Collins Daudanom all these cases no just because of that deficit now that gap now Attorney General Minister for Justice Dr. Dominic Ayeni the able lawyer and communicated to the public as to why he has to withdraw those cases no ama indelible mark bi akoba say as aban no waye ade no by his whims and caprices even though sabi yeah technically sound I nim de na ekọ wa aban da anim no for example Collins Dauda mo aban no mo witnesses a mo do mo call ye no mo crowd witness against mo. In the case of Sedu Agongo, any your friend is saying, Opuni, witnesses. Your witnesses became your adversaries in court. They witnessed against Abain. But what clear? And you know, Nippon so Tiabontino, or Nindiantia, Unina Swa, or declare no. Now, Jebe say, a political, as or your party members, and I will buy and where you are free court. No. Meanwhile, you are justified to have done ABC, but because of that communication gap, no, ama nipa feed into it like they want to fill in the gaps for you. Because
Listo, at the moment, ya obinim se Kissi Agyebeng ekuta information bi won ho.
Yes.
Information no e won ho no.
Yes.
They will come after you. But sa wo ba bonten.
Yes.
Na wo be kan. Na wo boss na wo kan. Can oforiata this. Mustafa Hamid this and that. Afi no. Wo mo no kwa ni be suro se bibi ye wa. People will come after them.
That is what I've always said.
Because and someone no aboa no na no woda so no. Enti na omu peso mu kunu no wode ko adaka.
Exactly.
But se Kissi Agyebeng ehunu se special prosecutor adwuma na de man no. Enye so akwache akonfo wo circle. Mobile phones obi
akonfo wo circle kra ye nche
yes. But if you are fan say yes simple sir. But man.
So those are the things.
It is what Babontin actually yes say senisia and ka Ghana fo no mumbe protein ko mfiri.
Me ogidie pass eno ne sinto. Emma Ghana fo nta nachi. Because nana say be ye tika se fidie so aye ka Akufo-Addo boni no. Enye say ya fa na hogono so. What am I say? But because you didn't send me go abontino, people now become our security. Unam kra no obi hwe wachi ama. How many times na unam tia ebia nanama? How many times haven't you been threatened?
And I do kra na me na.
Untimi na. But ni nyina mu no, wo den se yo. But I think say enye nipa nyina na te say ebia he was not technically trained to know how to communicate his predicaments.
Any adwuma no eso se.
Enti abasa no ebia afeni we hu say abai we die or you safe na ma hu say for some time now minim how you have also felt. I say yeah how be free and so be
so free yes
mini kapre wo mbotom but ti say no say mini die but e come cramp on me. I don't know, do you feel like I feel as a me how be. And I feel say Kissi Agyebeng has now found himself well say afraid they met me adwuma. Because I was asking myself so many times, even when President Akufo-Addo was there, no, say how was Kissi Agyebeng going to work? Knowing say Akufo-Addo was doing the work and pay government. Be anyone one benefited from. Mustafa Semia okay. It will be very surprising, sir. He is not aware. Because I know Mustafa. He is a communicator. He would want to just get Kissi Agyebeng a certain bad name in public, say, I say Mustafa Crown friend. But how would Kissi Agyebeng come out to tell the public, say, me investigate something about you. But now we investigate you. I mean, how does this make sense? So let me just go and put political, things to your friend BB obfuscate the matter. Just say or diversionary. Let just say no say na politics. And one can say now crowd in same. So let us be very patient. They are very tactful. They are very cunning. And conform where we are sika no. Nenka obi ti say attach yan magina bonten kan kire Ghana for say. Ora na John Mahama ate no. Any local standard, any mremu, emra na John Mahama agina so ate. Do we have a reason to believe say ye wo obi a owo wiase a wono de ye de mra ma ne say wo che kromfo. Na ma obi be wia wo dem. Wakoto no say o wia wo. Wo say police for nkwa na de mra ma o say o monko che akromfo ntime ko police station akobo o mo amane say kromfo ne hyeme dem nti no o mo mra mesene ne enko che no. Does it make sense? You a citizen, you have every right to cause an arrest and to effect an arrest, not to just cause. So you have every right to effect an arrest. And only a friend of citizens arrest. And even without John Mahama mentioning, say what he orano, every Ghanaian or even non-Ghanaian, but a resident in Ghana, obey me at Sekron 4 at the police station. I'm a police fire in Semu. And to no more problem with Orano. They are PROs for tips. Omo against Kissi Agyebeng say adena at assembly check. Yes, ubetimi akasa check. But to criticize to the core say adwuma na wo ye ne krampo no ohun na adwuma nti wo fa na adwuma nto te say de ne me ankasa me dofo me mentor. Eye owura ansansare e kan motivate no. I vehemently disagree with him. Kissi Agyebeng ja na adwuma nto ho na ohun na adwuma. Ansansare, you are an example of a Kufado's tyranny. Obi a wabie wo law school, wo ye wadwuma. Obi a wo waye administrator wo Ghana law school, wabie wo private law school, wo ye wadwuma. Akufado shate law firm no for 3 years. A law school no, was shutting it down for 3 years for no reason but everything illegal. Did Akufado have the basis to close down your school? So how were you expecting say Kissi Agyebeng could work under Akufado, who was a tyrant, a terrorist for that matter? Then you are trying to support Ken Ofoyata say yagu animo ase. No ko wieska no nim say wieska yagu animo ase ana. I mean, some of these things they should spare us the ears that God has given us, because you cannot be right because we are law lecturer and public should accept your word and say you are making sense when you are not. He wasn't. Nobody was effectual under Akufado. Not even the police. Not who? When an air juma and the Akufado now otimi ye juma no soundly. When journalist yabeso minimum. I didn't know to Manasa Azure. But still, no ye. Oi, Tio Nanama, but to what end? Tio Yeti radio sui, Edian and Yanka. No one else so. And now Parko said John Mahama, a minister be, why yes Putnik V. Never said Sani Panobet Nawa. How many times that one can over that and once I was studio? Now, who asked a can send a good supermana and one superm? Because I a cabal, I a syndicate, no more creative, a two common some no more than more. So how was anyone going to be effectual under Akufado? That is the question that everyone must sincerely and honestly answer. Answer na what Babontia Baba criticizes say Kissi Agyebeng and Timi Anye Najuma. Yes, you can criticize him, but you have to find out why. And if you're able to find out why, you would know say yes, who be a school cry to school. Lawyer answer sorry, yet to school for 3 years. No to me and row students. How many backlogs na no? We should be able to appreciate them, bearing in mind the situation at the time.
And then send Kabamian to Winnie and Castle.
Very profound language. Or say, unfortunately for Ken Ofoyata, luck was not on his side. And because we're losing now by a losing election, that is very pregnant. That statement, because it tells you why he could not work.
But Listo obedi adwuma ma.
Yes.
And then adwuma na ode ma wo no, unim se adwuma no, say na wasa we ye mo. Enipa na ode adwuma na ma wo no, empe so obeye ne sa. Na hunu se wo se do person, enye no se wujaye adwuma. Wujaye
adwuma na, te se de Matiami du ye ya. Matiami du na wujaye adwuma no, me criticize no. Tie o.
Onya no mfa ma hwan.
Sami
na ya di adwuma ma.
Me criticize.
Na ode adwuma ma, na de o se beye no, ma wo nya se wo se wujaye. Na wo kire ga.
Enye se two things. Two things. Enye se Kissi Agyebeng ntimi nya adwuma no. Kissi Agyebeng nya impediments in his way. Wabra wo ye na adwuma.
Obetimi aye but nipa ne ma wo nye.
Nipa ne ma ne nye no doesn't mean say sa nipa na wo ma ne nye no. Ye ne nyame asese Kissi Agyebeng resign.
Mpacho ye na me ko.
Senke Kissi Agyebeng resign ye pe. And Kabo said the next stage no ko ba ko fa Gabi na akotena sa office ho. And that office no so it was security of tenor. Eti Gabi na nke be ko akọ ehwe omunsemu. Eti the nyame asimpo say Kissi Agyebeng resign. Because no here sometimes and some people we are classified, you cannot put them out. Because nipa na one okasa no, we dey come out caution say asem way there is just for your ears, but you can just by way of your commentary be parable about it. What must say o kanu abebuom say nipa be tiase. Kissi Agyebeng could have died. Anybody that knows that office no ni wo staff nimpo we a staff member who kofia na usro because Akufo-Addo was president. How many times obi ayama omo security a odini ko ni fie krampo no na security no was an adversary. U security a se fa ene ne nante o na security no ma info ye wa ha ye kwa ha ye fira ye be kwa ha. It got to a point now was say ebimu krampo fa private security. Private. And we should not just think say it was ordinary. Afena Nyankopon adom asa oman no ya nya ye fa ahudie. And let's expect say if we na ko na nimu no.
Okay.
Ye betimi anya. Na me de ma no si wo Kissi Agyebeng semofa Mustafa Hamid ho no. Afema ahudie ntia ayi minua sefa kan. O pa NDC fo a chew say omomra ema ye nya adwuma na nya asembia. Mustafa Hamid na to atwi no. Why are the board chairman and the board member?
NPA.
Yes. I want to know. Come say fa kan ye adwuma. Afa won baby assembly nenam. Ma won tan sam mom. Ye be wo mom diska no.
Okay.
Ye be wo board a omo approve sa sikadie no.
1.3 billion.
Yes. I don't think say fa kan really. Oh, ye nuanom mom ye nya adwuma. Enya hwe. I say any NDC ni asem. Uni NDC ni asem ade ne yakoto about 2024 no. One can say NDC for say pamochaw. Afa momra ne nyina ye fan fe so. Ya to aba wie. Afa na wo say e wo say krono bi amabɔ no. Na wo sefa, wo ti wiase. Ene sika bia no asudi. Afa de wo hu nya. You see? Nana, let's take our time. Let's not be so hard on ourselves, especially with this government. We should be very steadily. Obi bia wa from my way take one and the same poor must not be left off the hook. Let no one get away with murder. And yes, sir, on my way will never forgive John Mahama and the NDC.
Okay.
And it will be into their foreseeable future. Obi bia wa from my way sikano. We should just be very meticulous and we should exercise brevity. And my say something has just slipped us off. No, you're meticulous. Be any I am fee and need to say the now boy fee, be when if fee, Mohan Kratem, fee money, and Kratem, Kakranamuma, Obia, and feel how the law must work on a thief.
Okay. Sammy Bremame.
Apomie.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.